Andy Mitten drops a Marcus Rashford bombshell. We're going to hear this explosive quote straight from TalkSport and then react to it. Here, let's go and hear what Andy has to say.
I do think that the manager has had a big say here. I think he is doing it his way, and he's a smiling assassin. He's a disciplinarian, and every previous manager has had issues with Marcus Rashford. I've spoken to them. I know them. They've told me in confidence going back years and years and years. And then Marcus confounds those opinions because he has a really good season. And from his perspective, and he does have a perspective here, and there's not a lot of support for him, I've got to say, among Manchester United fans. And we played at Wolves a couple of days ago. It was thoroughly miserable there. But if I go back to Wolves at the start of February, I was outside that away end. I couldn't find a single Manchester United fan who wanted him to stay. When he scored after 3 or 4 minutes.
Ooh, sir, I think that says it all. Andy Mitten, man. Anyone who knows him, you know him. You talked to him outside Sellers Park, sir. He's a company man. He is a Manchester United company man. And the fact that he said this is that Rashford's officially a persona non grata at United. And the club wants him out. And I've always considered him a pretty straight shooter, Mitten that is. So the fact that he's saying that every former manager is basically every manager we've had since Fergie retired, other than Moyes. So that's literally everybody. That's 6 fucking managers. So that's a damning line from Andy Mitten, who's a guy who plays it pretty down the fairway. He's usually not like the guys on TalkSport who say all kinds of stuff. So this is big news coming up from Andy Mitten a couple of days before the transfer window opens. How are we feeling about what Andy has to say about Rashford? It's pretty sad, sir.
No, look, me and Andy go way back, sir. You know it. Obviously, quick backstory on me and Andy Mitten. He did do an interview with Ed Woodward, the one interview Ed Woodward did, and he was really softball, and so I went hard in the paint. I went hard in the paint on Twitter on Andy Mitten. He blocked me on the at USA Red
Probably
Devils
deserved
on
it.
Twitter.
Probably
account.
deserved it.
I went really harsh.
I remember.
It was like North Jersey Venom. It was hard in the paint, Glazers sell out. It was not productive. So I was blocked for him for 2 years or something, and it's kind of a problem because he tweets out some news and I can't see it because I'm blocked. But then it was funny. We went away at Crystal Palace with Ralph Rangnick, Eric Ten Hag's
last
first
game of the year. Yep.
And he's out there selling the United We Stand fanzine, which is his popular fanzine. And I went up to him and I was like, you know what? We got to hash this out in person. So I went up to him hey, you blocked me on Twitter. And he was I thought he was going to be laugh. He was upset. And he didn't even know what a Twitter account I was. He was like, "Were you having a go at me?" And then Alex turns around and sees me and Andy Mitten literally Curb Your Enthusiasm fighting about social media blocking. This is such a
true story.
True story. It's such a New Jersey thing where you went to go sort the tickets and you turn around, it's me and Andy Mitten going at it in the street. And I was well, the Ed Woodward interview was a softball, and he's yeah, well, this and that. So then we actually but respect to him because I went up to him toe to toe, North Jersey to North Manchester, me and Andy Mitten in the street hashing it out, and he says, you know what, you're not bad. Shoot me an email, I'll unblock you. That's the type of guy Andy Mitten is. He'll stand with you toe-to-toe in the street, and he'll hear your opinion. And he said, agree to disagree. And he's like, what do you want me to do? I'm in a position I have to get the interview. And I said, look, I get it.
It is true.
Harsh. And you know what? Someone who could stand like that to some random Joe like me, hashing it out, he deserves my respect, and he's earned my respect. And the number one thing about him is he's not too exciting. He's not these You look at the Luckhurst throwing mud.
I know.
He doesn't throw mud. Everything he says is above board. And when he says this about Rashford, this is big news, because what he's telling you is what you're hearing in the press. You're hearing basically Ruben Amorim was playing coy about Rashford, and then Rashford's got his whole team singing sad songs in the press about how great Marcus Rashford is and all this stuff, and he's cutting through the noise and he's telling you this kid's a problem, and he's been a problem, and I'm countering that narrative because it's wrong, and Andy Mitten has a backbone and you can trust him, and he's basically saying this because it is the truth that Marcus is a problem, and he has so much PR that's spinning it to make him look good, but that ain't the truth, and he's actually an issue at United, and that's why he needs to go.
And it's crazy, but Andy Mitten is one of the most trustworthy sources you could possibly find on this topic. as fans, you and I as fans for 20 years now plus, I trust him more than even like at Man United, even like the official site because he knows it. He knows it, and he has loyalty to the club above all else. Above all, and not even like Ed Woodward's. Like he loves United. You just see him in South London. The guy does it for the love
of the club.
He is, dude.
He's a steward of the
guy,
club, right?
Fan
the club
of
is for the people, and he represents the people. And he's earned my respect.
Yes,
I believe everything he says. He's a straight shooter. He is not an in the mud guy. But what he's saying is he's saying this, and it's a big deal because what you're hearing in the press is a bunch of bullshit, and it's being PR spun by the multi-million-dollar org that is Marcus Rashford. And he's coming out and saying, look, I've talked to people behind closed doors, and they say that he's an issue. And that's what he's telling you and me, the United fan, that when Marcus leaves, that's not a bad thing because he's probably not worth dealing with because he's such a problem at United. And I trust what Andy Mitten says.
And that's what makes it even sadder. Because it's true. And you wish we'd heard it earlier before he signed that $400K a week contract. But it's sad because it's like, shit, I saw this and I was like, fucking Mitten isn't Mitten it? Because once he does, it's true. So it's sad that it's gotten this far. It's sad that.
But you know what else he said? Aram's a hard motherfucker.
Fuck yeah.
He said he's a hard motherfucker. Like Andy Mitten.
No, he's talking to players. He's talking to players, dude.
He's clear. Like, yo, bro, this manager is like no fucking joke. And that's who I want as my coach. And when he tells me this about Marcus, I know Aram's making the right call. And I know why he didn't play against Newcastle or why he's not going to play against the Scouse Bastards because Aram's making sure that he gets gone. Because under Erik ten Hag, this flew. Under the other managers, this flew, but it's not flying under Ruben Amorim, and I like that about the man.
And we need that. We need that at this point because we have nowhere to hide, and we can't have any players being passengers. We have enough passengers as is. We can't have like our star guy who's the highest paid player on the team, who is a United player through and through and should be everything part of the new mission. And the fact that like the fallout has happened this fast, the way it has, like so quickly, he was left out of that one squad. He does the interview.
Bro, Belfast, dude. One word. One word that will sum up Marcus Rashford is Belfast, brother. It's Belfast. It's Belfast. If you don't come out in 24, 25 swinging, like on program after doing that, like, give me a break.
No, that was the red flag, but
Belfast,
bro. Putting up his white flag a week into Ruben Amorim. Yeah, exactly. It's like, how many Belfast? You know how many Belfast Wayne Rooney had? You know how many Belfast?
He's still going to Belfast. All right, sir. That's it. Let us know what you think about Andy Mitten. Do you trust him? Do you believe the comments? Or is he gaslighting fans? Or is he a mouthpiece for the club? Let us know in the comments below. Please like, subscribe to the American Red Devils on YouTube, and we'll see you in the next video.